Catatonia through the eyes of a psychiatrist. So I look at this obviously through those lenses, right? And people are often surprised to find out that I see this most often in depression. Maybe people think this is associated with schizophrenia, but I see it most often with depression or mood disorders. What is it exactly? Basically, people look unresponsive. It's almost kind of like a nobody's home approach. They may have some mannerisms that seem sort of not impacted from outside stimuli. They may stare blankly. If they do make responses, they will be often exaggerated. For example, they can mimic you at times or move in kind of stereotypical ways. But generally, the way we think of catatonia is people shut down. One of the most interesting things to me about catatonia is I had the experience of working with a lot of folks with this struggle. And when you meet with them often daily in a hospital setting, you don't think that they hear you, and we would approach them with respect and dignity. And I remember watching, people who train me talk to them and say, "Hey, here we are, the team. It's this date, and we're going to come back tomorrow." And then one day you'll come back, and suddenly they're talking. And the first thing that I would ask them is what you would think. You would say, "Hey, when all those days that we visited you, how come you didn't respond?" Right? And the answers were always fascinating. They always said some version of they were scared or anxious. So although they look calm and they look at times like they are not hearing you, what I learned was not only do they hear you, but they are very anxious inside, which then makes more sense on how to treat it. So if you understand that this is actually an anxious state, it's almost like when you shut down, if you see a bear or you see something scared, you have this idea of somebody just shutting down and freezing. It's kind of that idea, but to the extreme. And when the treatment is lorazepam or Ativan, and this is a benzodiazepine that has been studied to really help. And oftentimes you can give it and right away you will see some degree of improvement, and it kind of loosens them up and makes them feel better so that they can then speak.